Morning, folks. How are we doing? Back here again with Amberlynn Reid. This one is called Weigh In, New Goals, Dietitian Appointment, and Lawsuit Vlog. Fantastic. I think I'm like 3 videos behind or something like that, so I'm going to probably do this one and then do the Destiny tea drops, mix them all together, and then I'm going to do like the Temu haul, whatever it is, and then she did another one which is like reacting to the Temu haul herself or something like that. So I'm probably gonna mix those together because it fits, it makes sense. Weigh-in, fantastic, so excited. New goals, oh god, I can't wait for her to set goals for herself because she's such a goal-oriented person. Dietitian appointment, it seems like that probably is exactly the same thing, but whatever. And lawsuit, I highly doubt she's going to be threatened to sue Destiny, so I'm assuming that it's some nonsense clickbait. Let's get into it, guys.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So I just woke up a little bit ago. I've already showered, got ready for the day. I actually have my dietitian appointment today, so it's just like a monthly weigh-in.
I'm pumped.
Check in to see how I'm doing.
I'm just going to quickly say I was entirely right that it is literally the first 3 things here are like all the same. The first 3 things. Maybe she's going to sue her dietitian as well. Maybe all of them, maybe all 4 of them are all related.
Originally there was no goal, but I requested one.
Oh, you're so goal-oriented.
1 pound a week and to lose 4 pounds overall, obviously. And
Mathlin, nearly as good as me.
According to my scale, I have definitely done that.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
I'm just interested to see with their scale and with me wearing clothing. I actually ended up weighing my clothing and it's like 3 pounds. So
okay,
I'm hoping that I
think you really should go for consistency. I don't get it because I know she likes to wear herself naked. That's just her thing. But like, I always try and do it consistently. So I always wear myself like naked as well. But I was always like, right after I get out of the shower or something like that. So it's always like a consistent, because you should weigh yourself generally around the same time, so you do yourself once a week. So always weigh yourself, for example, Wednesday, 5 p.m., something like that. You've just got home, you've just had a shower, you have your shower, you step out, you step on the scale, Wednesday, 5 p.m. So you generally know you will have eaten around the same amount, throughout the day. It's the same amount, like time throughout the day. It's before your dinner, so you haven't got the food weight from your dinner, everything like that. I don't get it for Amberlynn that she knows she gets weighed in her clothes. Obviously, in the dietitian office, I don't think she strips buck-ass naked, like, she doesn't hate them that much. But, like, surely you should just, like, weigh yourself in your clothes to keep it a fairly consistent. But then at the same time, in my head, I immediately went, well, to be fair, like, her scales break every other week. Like, so I can't imagine she actually gets, like, an accurate readout at any point.
Reach the goal on their scale.
Okay.
I have definitely been doing really good. I have been weighing myself daily, and it's creeping down very slowly. In the past, years and years ago, I would
15 years
a bunch of weight overnight. I would do that for a few days, gain it all back.
Yeah, but you don't actually. Okay, see, it's always weird when people say like, "I lost a bunch of weight overnight." It's like, yeah, but you're not actually losing weight when you do that. That is like literally just water weight, or you're flushing your systems. Like if you go from eating a lot, it's not going to sound nice, guys. But if you eat a lot of food, you got a lot of shit inside you. Quite literally, if you just don't eat for like a day or two, that'll like pass through your system, and then like your body's pretty much empty. So you lose all like the shit weight pretty much, as well as the water weight. People like seem to like take that as like, oh guys, I've lost so much weight in the first 2 days. It's like, yeah, but you didn't actually lose any weight. You didn't lose any body fat. You just lost some water weight, and you lost literally the shit in you. But the second you start eating normally again, you will just put that on again because your body will build up its reserve again. So, like, yes, it's good to lose weight slowly over time. However, there is a big difference between losing, like, 15 pounds overnight, like she used to claim, or, like, losing 1 pound a week when you weigh, like, 530 pounds. That would take you literally, I don't fucking know, like, 5 years of doing that to get down to, like, a reasonable weight.
But lately, I have been losing like a couple ounces a day, or just like staying the same.
Stop weighing yourself daily.
It's just been a month of just like slow progression, but that's exactly what I wanted, what my dietitian wants, my surgeon. So let's keep our fingers crossed that I reach the goal.
Dietitians and surgeons generally don't want you to actually lose weight in any real way.
Update of my appointment.
Yeah.
First update is my hernia update, and turns out that more than likely.
Did your dietitian check your hernia? Did she check your hernia? Did she recommend you what to feed it or something like that? Maybe, like she's a health practitioner. Maybe the dietitian can check the hernia as well. Maybe, but it just that seems a wee bit weird.
It is going to be fixed in surgery.
Okay.
Second update is my goal.
Jeez, God, so quiet. 1 second, I'm gonna have to increase the fucking volume here again. Okay, hopefully this is a wee bit better.
diet update, if you will. I hate calling it a diet because this is literally just a lifestyle change. There's such a negative connotation.
I hear people when they try and play semantics with words like that. It's not a diet, guys. It's a lifestyle change. It's like, yes, because you're changing your diet. Fantastic.
To dieting and diets, especially like because I have yo-yo dieted, but just for the lack of
but it's your negative connotation because you can't stick to diets. Like that's it. Just like you haven't really stuck to like this new one, but it's like anomalous diet thing that we have been told, where it's like, guys, I haven't even had a takeout once in the last month, except the 2 times that I did. It's like, wow, what a lifestyle change.
A better word. My diet update is next. As you guys know, my dietitian wanted me to do 2,200 calories to 2,500 calories. And she gave me some macro goals, and I was following that. And she noticed, and I noticed collectively, that it was just too many calories. I know a lot of people.
Really, as the 530-pound woman who was like apparently like getting maybe 1 pound off a week. Like, firstly, how little exercise must she be doing if 2,200 calories is too many calories for her at 530 pounds? That she is losing so little weight at 530 pounds, 2,200 calories. Like, I think I remember I checked it up one time, like what her weight allowance would be, and to maintain it was something like 4,005. I think it was the time when she was talking about her like ridiculous claim with like she did like 3,000 steps, but burn like 6,000 calories doing 3,000 steps. Some ridiculous claim she claimed. And it was something like, I just heard Goober just go off in the kitchen. I'm assuming she's in there shouting at one of the boys. I heard the echo just slowly coming through the house. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, sorry. But like, I think I measured something like 4,500 calories for like a maintenance weight. That's like her sedentary. How little exercise is she doing if 2,200 still is like 1 pound a week maybe? That's maybe what you're losing. That's ridiculous, guys.
Sit here and
especially because when she gets down to her ideal weight, that's like a normal person's maintenance weight. Like I said, it's like maybe like a normal guy's maintenance weight, but it's still like a fairly normal maintenance weight for like a guy or a girl. You know, it's kind of in between the two. 2,200 calories. Women are generally like, I think 1,900, 2,000 calories, and men are generally 2,300, 2,500. I think it's something along those lines. Don't quote me on that, guys, because obviously it just depends on your activity levels. If I find it so weird that she can't lose weight at her size. Apparently doing daily exercises. That's what she claimed. She showed us that wee check sheet where she punches in the air 10 times or some bullshit like that. What is happening? This all just seems a bit too weird.
Think that with my weight, I should be able to eat 2,500 calories. And
you should.
Weight like
you
this.
should be able to
it's
eat.
Not realistic because I do have lipedema. I have a very
That also like fantastic. I forgot about her magical disorder that she claims literally means you can't lose weight unless you're doing keto. Do you remember that? Remember that from, what was it, like December last year or was it January this year? She claimed that she realized, finally guys, I realized why I can't lose weight because I have lipedema, and claimed that lipedema only allows you to lose weight by doing keto. Nonsense. This is like, it's just your body fat is stored in certain areas of your body slightly differently than if you had just like lymphedema or just like even normal fatty cells. It's not that big a difference. It's not like her who can eat 4,500 calories per day and that is a maintenance thing is eating a 2,000 calorie deficit and is like, no, can't lose weight. Lipedema, guys, fuck off.
very, very bad case of lipedema. You guys have seen my legs.
I have a super bad, I think, abnormal. You know, like, lipedema is like bad, but I have like the super bad lipedema. You always have the best, the worst everything.
Fat that does not want to go away, no matter how much you diet.
Oh, yeah. It's not like you have like an 80% body fat or anything like that. Guys, I have some lipedema. You don't have lipedema. You're a thin girl. You're a very thin girl. You don't have any lipedema. What are you tippity tapping for? You've already had your dinner. I'm not going to fall for it. I know you've already had your dinner. Yeah. You can't fucking fool me. I give her dinner, and then I went out shopping. And usually she gets her dinner when I come in from work. So like obviously when I came back in again, she obviously had thought in her head again, oh, he's just home. He must have been at work. Obviously it's time for my dinner again. She's just being a dick. You're being a dick. Yeah, like lipedema is going to count for a very small amount of her body fat, a very small amount, because it's like in her legs, and I think like, was it her upper arms? I don't think it's even her arms. I think it's like just her legs. that is like so little of her body fat, because it's not like in her torso or anything like that from what I know. It's going to account for so little. She's like, oh yeah, guys, I can't lose weight because, lipedema. It's like, oh sweet, well maybe the lipedema in your legs might lose at a slightly slower rate than anywhere else. You've still got all this shit to deal with.
And it just wants to get bigger and collect more fat cells, and that is what I am struggling with.
Sure, okay.
I also have lymphedema, which is
guys. Just if you just want to know that she's just making all this up, I'm assuming it's a bad weigh-in. I'm assuming it's a bad weigh-in when she's giving all these fake excuses first.
A lot of fluid, like a lot water retention.
Sure.
And we noticed that 2,500 calories.
That's a really good point. Yeah, 2,500 calories. You know those calories in water. What? Why the fuck does calorie intake have anything to do with water? What are you talking about? Cool. Outstanding. Fucking mwah. Beautiful. Fucking I'm assuming it's bad. I'm assuming it's bad when we're getting every excuse under the sun listed to us here.
Is just too much for me. So instead of following any macros, she said, do not worry about.
So what is she going to have to eat as a maintenance weight when she is like, if she ever gets down to like 200 pounds? What's her maintenance weight, like, diet going to be? 800 calories or something like that?
About that, and just stick to an 1,800 to a 2,000 calorie diet. So I'm just glad I don't have to follow macros, because that got confusing.
Sure.
And it got super overwhelming. So I'm glad that I'll
even though you easily followed it for a full month, apparently, even though you followed it easily for a full month, like her macros in particular weren't even slightly confusing. It was like hundreds. It was hundreds. It was like you just eat over this amount per day during your caloric intake. That's really not even confusing.
Calories now. So next is like an exercise update. As you guys know,
what
I have
exercise?
Been doing, like, these little exercises.
Sure.
I showed you guys in a vlog before.
Yeah, that time okay. Firstly, she didn't actually show us it. She claimed she did it every day, and she showed us the sheet, and then she jump cut to afterwards. It's like, see guys, I filled in the sheet because I just did my exercise. She didn't even show us her exercising. She just claimed that she did. Did she? Do you remember her exercising? You don't. Why are you lying to me here? You're being nonsensical. Don't chart. Hello, you girl. So yeah, like I said, like if she still pretended to exercise, she would have lost so much weight. If she's eating a 2,000 calorie deficit already, she would have lost so much fucking weight. This is silly.
I didn't physically show you just because I feel like self-conscious to do so. But I am willing, if my supporters want to see more of like the exercises I am doing. She said that
if my supporters. Okay, we got a parasocial relationship. We got it.
Does want me to continue to exercise 2 times a week. My next appointment is
already 2 times a week. Only 2 times a week. You sit in place and punch your arms in the air. You sit in place and punch your arms in the air and do like leg lifts. You walk on the spot for a minute. 2 times a week. You don't want to stress your fuck up. What is this?
And it is around the exact same time where I have my last therapy session before I can get approved or whatever it may be for weight loss surgery. So that next appointment is like reassessment to see what else needs to be done, or if I am freaking ready for weight loss surgery.
Freaking ready, guys!
Since I started therapy, I started taking Zoloft, and I'm just doing everything. I noticed that like
she has been taking Zoloft, like her antidepressants, for like a couple of weeks at most, and she's acting like antidepressants take a fair while to build in your system. It's not like people have this weird idea as why a lot of people quit like antidepressants like super quickly. Antidepressants take a while to build in your system. You don't just like pop a pill and instantly you're like, oh god, depression? Who's that, sir?
Relationship with food.
Shut up.
Eating so much, like takeout isn't even something that I think about while daily. It used to be something.
Takeout isn't even something I think about well daily. I'm glad you walked that back quicker than I could react to it.
Something that I just wanted constantly, craving it constantly, and I would never eat food from my own fridge, and now I am every single day. And it just shows.
I fully believe you. I thought, didn't she claim like last video that she didn't get takeout anymore because she had like PTSD because of like potatoes?
So much improvement, and it just makes me happy. Now we just got to work on getting my lipedema and lymphedema on the same page as like my brain, my heart, and like my calories. So that's why because
lipedema and lymphedema, as we all are aware, it's magic. It literally is magic. It's like a quantum generator of calories. You know, because like you could eat like 1 calorie a day, and your lipedema would still be nah, bro. I'm gonna make you gain weight now because that's just that's how conservation of energy works.
Lower my calorie limit pretty drastically. So I should have taken a picture, but I do want to tell you guys my weight from my scale at home, and then I want to show you guys, because I did remember to film it, the weight that I had on the scale at the office.
I remember to film it.
Today was...
You could just, you could just go and weigh yourself again. It's like, oh, guys, I forgot to weigh myself. What fee? You're at home right now. You could literally just go and weigh yourself. And I was like, I remembered to weigh myself in the dietitian's office. It's like, yeah, it's almost like this is like literally your job.
521.8. So I was expecting to be around, I would say about 525. That is what I was expecting. So here is the clip.
Okay.
So there it is.
I am convinced, like, because I remember last time she showed the weigh-in, and I was like, you have gained weight, because she like changed her like start weight to try and make it, because she claimed that she had like over 530 pounds, I think, last time, and she changed it to make it like seem like she had lost weight, but she actually hadn't lost weight. Like that's really like a nothing loss. Like it's not a 4-pound loss, is it? 1 second, guys. I literally have to go and check the other one. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, okay, guys. Last time I'm gonna just do a quick side by side here, because last time she was 528 pounds. 0.5, and now she's 525.5, so she has lost 3 pounds in a month. She's apparently lost 3 pounds in a month, guys. It's just kind of bad. It's like 3 pounds in a month when you're 530 pounds. Like that's awful. It's actually awful. Like it would actually take her years and years at that rate to get down to like a somewhat healthy weight. Like it would nearly take her a decade. It would nearly take her a decade to get like an average female weight for her height. It would actually take her like a decade. Well, hey, Squeaker. Squeaker's here now. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, so that's why there was so much copage, because it's seriously it's all like, didn't Mr. Snowflake make a joke one time where like Amber was like gloating about her weight loss in a month, and it was like a pound or something like that, like at the start of the year, and Mr. Snowflake did a video where he went and he literally took a shit and he lost 2 pounds. Hello, you. Hello. I know. And like literally it was 2 pounds, and she's like, bro, you should be embarrassed. You should actually be embarrassed. Because of how bad she literally could have taken a shit and a piss before her appointment today and have lost as much. Last time it could be shit weight. It could actually be, you could argue away an entire month worth of effort by Amberlynn Reid as shit weight. I would be humiliated. I would be humiliated. I would be on here apologizing. I would be apologizing. I'd be groveling for forgiveness. That's really bad. It's really bad, especially when I know she is just going to go back to being just as smug as she has been recently about teaching people how to lose weight and how to control your diet. And it's like, bro, 3 pounds in a month. Oh, God, I literally don't give a shit unless you start eating this. We're skipping this.
I'm having way too much fun.
Okay, fuck off. I'm sorry. It's so clearly, like, to me, it is so fucking obvious that the company has got in contact with her and was like, this is an advert. This was a fucking advert. Maybe they paid her. Who knows? Maybe they paid her or something like that. But it's so evident to me that like someone reached out to her and was like, you were meant to show these off. This is meant to be an advert. And she was like, oh shit, sorry. And then literally she went through each individual one she got. Even though she like mentioned them all by name during the unboxing, she opened each individual one. I was like, this is this one. If you look at this, it smells like this. And oh, it's really nice. So it looks like it has these designs over it. And blah, 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 blah. And she just starts listing them all each individually. And then she's like, and now I want to play with one for you guys. And then she like took one out and she just set it there. We've been watching her play with it for like a minute straight. Seriously, a minute straight. This feels like it was an advert, and someone from the company reminded her, you didn't actually advertise our product well enough, and she's now doing this advert in the round. That's what it feels like. It feels like such a fucking ad. What are we doing here?
Okay, guys, so I just got out of the shower. I do want to end this vlog, but there is something
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to end this vlog. Hey, Squeaker. Will you squeak at me? He's here again.
Hi. You were saying I have a lawsuit with like a car company, like Atlantis.
I've never heard of this before.
I've actually never had a lawsuit in my whole life.
Okay, go. I've literally never heard of this before. That might be deep lore or something like that, or it might be Instagram only. I've never heard of this before, so I don't really care about it. Unless she's going to sue the cake company or something like that.
Which is so weird because there was actually something else that happened with someone else with my same name in Kentucky. This was like a few years ago, and then
What story are we everybody going to here? Pretty like I'm gonna say she covered it very quickly and pretty much like, no, I don't have a lawsuit. I've never bought a car before. Like I don't even know. Like apparently there's like a rumor about this with like maybe this or so. I don't even really know. Anytime like a lolcow does it, where it's like I don't even really know what the drama is. I think I heard maybe it's just like okay, fuck off. You're the type of person who reads everything about you. Like I see loads of them do this where they always try and act like it can't possibly be me because I don't even know what the drama's about, guy. I think I maybe might have heard something there. Maybe I don't even know, guys. The second they start pulling that shit, I am immediately less receptive of everything else you're about to say because it's like. You could have just said, no, I literally don't know about it, which is firstly why you're even addressing this fucking nonsense drama anyway. Secondly, the second you address it and address it in that way, I just immediately assume that it is real because of the way you're fucking addressing it here.
and when I was 19, living in Arizona, I had no
Oh yeah, she's doing some bullshit now where she's like, oh yeah, it must be someone else with my name. It's like Amberlynn Reid is a bit of a fucking weird name. To put it very bluntly, Amberlynn Reid's a bit of a fucking weird name.
way home this one time. Here's a little story time for you guys.
Oh, I can't wait.
I took a bus everywhere. I lived in Tucson, Arizona. I went to college. I would go to the mall a lot. I don't know. I love chilling at the mall. I love people.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually, do you know, I actually believe you're the type of person who like people watching because I think you like to judge other people because I think you like to feel good about yourself by negatively judging other people. Like that story she said where she was in a restaurant and she saw like a girl who was nearly as fat as her or like as fat as her and she sat there judging her the whole time. And she's like, oh my god, guys, I was like judging this girl. And it's like, yeah, it's just that actually fits entirely with your personality type. You do seem that type. Out of curiosity, you know what she said? Wow. Sky Squeaker's butt hit the microphone there. Yeah, your dick. Out of curiosity, what is with the story about her like going back to? Remember, she was doing like an online college and psychology courses or something like that, and like we heard about it like once and then never again, just because she mentioned going to college there. What's happened with that storyline? What's happened with that storyline? That storyline kind of just died out.
Watching. So I just go and do things all the time. And there was one night I missed the last bus. And it was super late at night.
Oh,
I
crazy.
had no way of getting home.
Oh,
it was
no.
way too far for me to walk. So
Crazy.
obviously I started walking. And I got...
It was way too far for me to walk, so obviously I started walking. Do you know what? There's not really a great through line there with those two sentences.
super desperate. This is embarrassing, but I was 19 at the time, okay? So don't come for me. I saw a cop. He was in a fast food like restaurant, like at the drive-thru.
And you went and bothered him, probably, I'm assuming, when he was on his break.
And I was like, can you give me a ride home? Please? I kind of need a ride. And he said yes, but I'm not a taxi. He was kind of like snippy about it, but he still gave me a ride home. I mean, to get home, it was about a 30-minute drive, so just imagine me walking. But while I was in the back of the cop car, I guess he looked up my name, and he was like, oh.
Why would he look up your name? It just seems weird. It just seems weird, like a 19-year-old, like, fat girl walks up and goes like, can I ride home? Yes, but I'm not a taxi. It's like, that... It would make sense if he said one of those two things, like, yeah, I'll give you a lift home. That makes sense? Or, no, I'm not a taxi. That makes sense. Yes, but I'm not a taxi doesn't make sense, because that doesn't make sense at all. If he did say something like that, I'm not a taxi, and then he decided to give her a ride home, 100%, I guaranteed she tried to, like, fucking, like, I don't know, drama bait or something like that. Be like, I'm scared I'm going to die. It's going to be on you if I die. I guarantee she did something like that. If he said, no, I'm not a taxi, but then agrees to take her anyway, that sounds kind of like what she probably did there. But, because, like, why else would he be looking up her details? Like, randomly. Just randomly. It's like, oh, yeah, pick it up. Oh, yeah, do you want to lift home? Yeah, no, 100%. I'll just look up your details here for a laugh whilst I'm driving around. That seems a wee bit weird.
Looks like you have a misdemeanor or something. I was like, ma'am, what? I was so confused. And it turns out there was someone else in Tucson, Arizona that actually had my exact same name. Yeah. So I guess there's a lot of Amberlynn Reids out there. I don't know, but...
Your exact same name and your, like, exact same, like, age, I guess? Like, I'm sorry. It looks so... It's so weird. It's sorry, it's so fucking weird. I don't buy this story whatsoever. This all like now I believe her even less with the fucking lawsuit where she's like, oh, there must just be someone else with my same name who has a lawsuit, guys. Oh, tee hee. Oh, because for example, here's a random story about how like a cop randomly gave me a lift home even though he said he wasn't a taxi, but still apparently gave me a lift home and was randomly looking up my details and happened to find out there was another girl my age who lived nearby me. So weird, guys. What the these? Okay, cool. Like I said before, like when someone's bullshitting you, when they add too many layers of bullshit to their story, this was nothing but bullshit. It's like you sliced into an onion of bullshit here.
He freaking scared me for a minute until he realized that I was not the Amberlynn Reed.
Yeah.
He looked up.
Really believable story.
There's a lot of out there that are similar. Don't believe everything you see online. Trust me.
Yeah, super believable story. I buy everything you just said there. None of that seems ridiculous and made up. Fantastic. Jesus Christ, that was all over the place. But yeah, guys, we'll go into this fucking Destiny 2. God, it's like there's 2 videos. I'm going to see how much I can compress them down just to try and get it all done here so I can never talk about this again. Alright, guys, we know what the score is. Lightly Toasted, Spilling the Truth of 2016. Part 2, guys. Oh my god, guys. It is 49 minutes long. We'll also say 50. Round up, it's 50 minutes long. It's 50 minutes long, guys. What I'm more than likely going to do here is I'm going to stick this at 2 times speed because I just do not care to listen to this at 1.25 speed like normal. We'll listen to the wee introduction bit and then we're just going to race through it. I'm going to stop it anytime she talks about something that's even slightly interesting. So expect this to last about 3 minutes.
The photo shoot.
I'm gonna just like fill in so far what we've done in the first like 8-9 minutes because fuck, I've been sitting playing a game on my phone whilst just listening in the background, and it's like there's a lot of nothing so far. Makes a point that Amber would film her a lot in the shower, but then didn't really go into that. Pretty much just said she has well, I have acne on my back, so like she's often in there with me because she like rubs my back, because I like try and keep my acne under control. Also, she filmed my butt crack a lot, and she didn't have permission to do that, and I don't know why she did it. And it's like, that's at the point where it's like, did you tell her to stop and to not do that? Did you tell her, I do not allow this is weird, I don't like it, can you please never do that again? Because if she kept doing it when you were, like, saying no, then why didn't you leave her, Apart from this, it's not been, like, a huge amount, like, Amberlynn got drunk one time, she randomly includes bullshit like, I got my hair dyed a lot. It's like, okay, fantabby dozy. I thought I'd go back to this point because this point is kind of interesting. So I thought we'd go back and we'll do this point in kind of like realish time, 1.25.
As far as I know, because Amberlynn, I guess, starts talking about her childhood a lot right here. As far as I know, I don't know if she lied about anything that happened in her childhood. I don't know why she would lie about that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But, I mean, you don't know.
You don't know. That's the thing. Firstly, you don't know. You have no idea if someone lied about something that happened in their childhood because it's a very long time ago. There's really no evidence of it. They weren't online at the time. It's not recorded anywhere, probably. But it's quite obvious why someone would lie about their childhood. It's a very standard sympathy thing. It's a sympathy thing. It's an excuse thing. It's like I said. It happened a long time ago. There's no way to prove or disprove it. So, like, I for example, I can't disprove something that happened in Amberlynn. It's like Mr. Snowflake did it recently, where he made a point because I think it was on like Instagram during a Q&A. Amber had said something about being, I think she was defending people into children. We'll word it like that. People into children, and I think something along those lines. And she then mentioned how she had been touched up when she was young. And Mr. Snowflake made a short. I saw it there the other night, and pretty much she said, you have to get your story straight because you have talked about it several times before and it is very different to what you have now claimed. So maybe you should try and get your story straight. Yes, stuff like that can kind of help you pick apart someone's childhood, but the biggest problem is, and it's something I experienced a lot with like the main guy I talk about on my main channel, the Boogie guy, is he will claim repeatedly just different things constantly. And if you catch him out in a lie, he'll be like, oh, well, your brain plays tricks on you when it's been traumatized like that. So, it's not my fault. I changed my story there. It's the trauma, that. And it's like, it's so hard to disprove. That's why people do that. That's why people talk about their childhood, potentially make up stuff about their childhood, is because it's an easy sympathy bait, because people have a natural reaction, be like, oh my god, you had such a hard life. Okay, I'll give you a little bit more credit as an adult than I would if you're just some guy. It's like, no, I had a perfect life so far and I'm acting like a dick. then it's like, oh, well, I'm acting like a dick, but it's because of my long, hard life, guys. I went through so much. It's a sad thing. I don't get why anyone would ever be confused why someone would potentially lie about something bad happening to them at any point during their life, because everyone always has something to gain by being a victim. That is the standard thing. I'm sorry. I'm surprised people don't seem to understand that. It is just true.
And then I feel like that's a lot of her problems.
Yes.
You know, like, my mom tells her this at one point. She's like, you focus too much on the past. You blame the past for everything that's happening to you now.
Agreed.
And you're not moving on from it. And I feel like that's still a big part of what's going on with her now. Like,
it is.
She's still focused on what all has happened in the past, and she's not moving forward.
See, that is one way to look at it. If the stuff that happened in the past is true. If the stuff that happened in the past is true, it's like, okay, that sucks. However, you are now 32, whatever age she is. She's like 32, 33 or something like that. It's like, you're like 32 or 33. What happened to you? Happened to you before she was taken into foster care? Apparently, what she was taken into foster care, like, what, 9, 10 years old. So it's like, the vast majority of your life ago, that's when something bad happened to you. And it might have been super bad. Yes, I understand. But we're at the point where it's like, look, you have to take control of your life and move forwards. You just do. That's if it actually happened to her. If it didn't happen to her, it's like she's less focused on being on the past. She's more focused on being a victim. Because it's like, okay, you're giving two examples, guys. You are a narcissist who likes attention. You like people patting your ass, but you're not a really good person. So you can't, like, win people over with your charisma and your charm and intellect. So what do? Okay, well, you win people over by manipulating them emotionally so that they like you more. You do that maybe potentially by making up something bad that happened to you. But how do you do that? Do you say, oh, well, a month ago I nearly choked to death on a potato, and randomly I'm saying this at the same time my ex is apparently dropping a bunch of tea on me? Maybe you do it like that, but then everyone, like, memes on you because they don't believe you, and it just seems like fucking silly. Or it seems to, like, perfect at timing, shall we say. Or do you say, oh, well, 5 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship with my ex-girlfriend, who is now a man. They're a trans male now. So I was in an abusive relationship and they used to do all this awful stuff to me. Well, the biggest problem with doing something like that is they might see the video and they might then give their side of the story, which makes you look bad. Or do you say, well, guys, when I was 5, this happened to me. And it's like, well, shit, you weren't on YouTube at that time, so we have no idea. The people who, like, may have known about it weren't there, so, they aren't watching this right now. They might be fucking dead at this point. Who's going to disprove you? Who's going to disprove you? The biggest problem with something like that is you have to keep the lie correct in your head, because then, as we've seen, you might have some times recently where you say something that totally contradicts it. That's why people say stuff about their childhood in particular, because it's so long ago that it's hard to talk about now without, like, it's hard to disprove now, I should say. It's hard to disprove now because it happened so long ago. It really is that simple.
It's very traumatizing for me, honestly. It was.
What is with these people and fucking saying everything's traumatizing? Pretty much all it was is that Amber and her mom used to argue constantly with each other, apparently. And, like, they were having Destiny and Amber having a discussion about the new job, the one where they were working for the government. And she'd asked Amber, oh, how are you enjoying the new job? And I was like, I like the job enough, but I want to focus more on YouTube. So if YouTube's doing okay, by the end of time I finish training, I'm just going to quit the job. And apparently Destiny's mom was just like what? And pretty much said that she needs to be out of the house more because that'll help her with her weight loss. And then Destiny's mom and Amber started a big row, and Destiny's mom and Amber got physical. She didn't specify who started it, but apparently Destiny's mom went and grabbed something and hit Amber on the head with it. And that traumatized Destiny, because these people don't know what the word trauma is and just like to use it for, like, everything that ever exists in their entire life that's slightly out of the fucking ordinary. I find it so weird that Destiny is, like, recounting how watching Amber and her mom have a fight. Hello, you. How are you? Oh, really? That's an interesting story. That doesn't tie in with what I was about to say at all, like, but I'm glad you interrupted me. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Do you know what? It's very good to know. But Destiny said, because like Destiny's an attention seeker in my opinion. Destiny just seems they come across as an attention seeker. It's why they enjoyed being with Amberlynn at all, because Amberlynn was making YouTube videos and Destiny got to be on the YouTube videos and get to mess around and show off. And now look at them here; they're trying to make a YouTube career based on spilling tea on Amber, everything like that. So I do think Destiny's a bit of an attention seeker. But when I hear, guys, I had a panic attack because my mom and Amber had a fight, so I couldn't go to work that day because I had a panic attack because they were having an argument. What? Like I get people can have panic attacks for like anything, but like it seems so weird when your panic attack is because of someone else doing something else that doesn't really involve you. You know, I find that so weird. It just seems to be like I want a bit of the attention too, because like I said, but that's generally based on my general opinion on Destiny. It's like, oh, it was so bad I couldn't go to work because I had a panic attack because my mom and Amber were having an argument, and then I had a panic attack. It's like, okay, fantastic, cool. Destiny said that their panic attack included them just screaming loudly and thrashing around on the floor, and then apparently blacking out. Which sounds so much more like a temper tantrum than a panic attack. I crawled under the kitchen table and just lay there screaming, like and then started talking about PTSD. But I can't go into the PTSD right now, guys. I don't know. This is all so weird and so fucking suspect. God Christ, I am, like, everyone who watches me for any amount of time knows I am not a fan of anyone who makes themselves into a victim in every situation. Destiny's just doing that right now. It's like my mom and Amber had a fight, so I got on the floor and started screaming, and had a full, like, freak out session. It's like, Jesus Christ, it just felt like you were just making the fucking fight about you then. Christ, oh, fucking cringe. We're nearly done with this fascinating tale of shite. It's really not been like a huge amount. There's been one like reasonable story, I guess. She mentioned like Amberlynn got me on camera to tell everyone that she didn't eat 20 pieces of 20 chicken nuggets, but she did. I don't know why she had me say that. It's like, don't word it like she had you say it, like she was going to kill you if you didn't say it. You could have just not said it. You chose to say it. I find that wording weird, bizarre, everything like that. Apparently they had arguments because like Amber would just be jealous of her, like, with people. Amber got controlling and didn't want her to go hang out with her mom one time, and it led to like an incident where Amber was like standing in front, because it doesn't really go anywhere, because she's like, Amber standing in front of the door saying she's going to harm herself if Destiny leaves, which 100% is something I would believe Amber would say. Like, it's a standard manipulation tactic. I 100% believe that is something Amber did. 100% I believe that. But then Destiny's just like, is outside heading to her car, even though Amber's blocking the door. And then suddenly she's like, well, I was heading outside and there's a can of Mountain Dew, Code Red, sitting on top of my car. And Amber started rushing towards me. And it's like, how the fuck does she like rush towards you? So like Destiny got in her car quickly and locked the door. I guess she was scared of Amber. Like, why would you be? And then Amber like was banging on the door, telling her to get out of the car, and then picked up the can of Mountain Dew and threw it at the car. And then Destiny decided not to go to her mom's and just went back inside or something. There's bits and pieces of that story which seem like, it's like, yeah, I could picture that or I can imagine it, but some of it just seems weird or embellished. It's like Amber rushing at her. Like, I don't think Amber and rushing are two words that have ever gone together in like the lexicanum of humanity. Bullshit, fuck off. And then like she was going nuts, and then you just kind of got out of the car and just like went back into the house with her, and then I guess that was it. The story just ended there. There's nothing really else to that.
Hope you guys enjoyed this tea.
I didn't. It was absolute dog shit. You know it's bad when my recording's under 40 minutes long and this is the 50-minute video, and I like even with my interjections, my recording's still under 40 minutes long now, and there's a lot I need to cut out because it's just me staring blankly at the screen as we watch. Didn't really cover anything else. Like, she pretty much just said, oh well, I started hanging around more with my mom and my family because Amber was letting me, and I hate saying that she was letting me go, and it's just like, maybe you should have just broke up with her. Then at that point, it just seems so weird, because like, yeah, I understand. I do think Amber would be a controlling person and would probably want you to be there with her 24/7. That makes sense for Amber as a character, but I don't know, like, that shit wouldn't fly with me, to put it as incredibly bluntly as possible. And then she said, oh, I know a lot of you guys want to know what Amber and my mom were fighting about. Oh, it's just, stuff. I don't, yeah, it was just like stuff. I was like, fantastic. Thank you so much for updating me. That been really bad. With how bad this has been, I might just go in straight into the next one and then just try and plow through it as fast as possible. So I'll probably see you in the next one here, guys. Okay, guys, we're into the next one here now. It's going to be exactly the same. I'm going to keep it 2 times speed. I'm going to fucking plow through it, guys. If there's anything interesting, I'm going to pause, quickly fill you guys in. But apart from that, I don't care about so much of this. I think we're just going to get through it here as quick as we can. Desi just said that, she wanted to clarify the fight between her mom and Amberlynn and said, oh, well, I like, just so you guys know, Amber didn't actually hit my mom. My mom, like, slapped her, and Amber just, like, fell to the floor immediately. And it's like, but like, what's with all, like, she went and got something, came back and hit Amber over the head with it? Was Amber still on the floor? Did she somehow went and hit her on the head when she was lying on the ground? What the fuck are you talking about? When you described it in the last video, you described it as them slapping at each other. And now it's like, oh no, like, she slapped her and she, like, fell over immediately. I was like, okay, fantastic. You can't even keep this fucking bullshit story straight. Fucking at all. Cracker.
Since Thanksgiving. So this is where it's going to get interesting for y'all. Because y'all have thought different for so long.
I'm going to sum up the breakup story because it's not actually overly interesting. Pretty much what happened is Amber and Destiny, like, Amber was at home trying to do YouTube stuff. Destiny was actually kept on going with the job. Amber insisted that Destiny phone her every lunch and break and just sit there and talk to her for the full lunch and break every single time. Destiny didn't want to do it one particular day. Made up a story, said, no, actually, do you know what? I can't do this. I have to... We're having special announcements going on over lunch break, so I can't actually phone you because I have to be doing something else. Amber texts a mutual friend that they had inside, found out that's not actually the case, got upset with Destiny. The two of them ended up having a screaming match. Destiny ended up breaking up with her over the phone. Amber kept trying to phone her back. Destiny turned off the phone. The Destiny hung out with the same mutual friend who apparently is called Charla or something. She's apparently sneaky. I actually don't know who she is. I don't even remember her from the Mr. Snowflake documentary, so I don't know. But apparently Destiny has more tea to spill on her in the coming videos. I thought this was going to be the fucking last video, but apparently fucking not. And then, like, eventually Destiny went home and they argued for a while, but Destiny changed everything online to being single, but then gave in to Amber and slept in the same bed as her because Amber was socially anxious. So Destiny gave in and decided to sleep in bed with her. Bit weird, but whatever. Oh my god, literally nothing happened for the rest of that video. I totally fucking blanked out. And I was just staring blank. I was actually answering like fucking DMs and shit like that on the other screen because I got so fucking bored. There is nothing here. This is the worst thing that has ever existed. Why does this tea suck so much? Holy fuck. I'm so done. I'm so fucking done. I don't give a shit anymore. Oh my god, how could you be this boring? God damn it. Like, what? How long is my fucking, my recording for these two videos together? Because I know the last one was like 40 minutes. I said, my entire recording is now just under an hour. And this is for a video that is 50 minutes long and 31 minutes long. My recording is an hour long. That is how little there has been to fucking talk about. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Bye-bye.